You know, when we talk about the EV revolution, our minds usually jump to cars. But honestly, in India, one of the most incredible disruption stories is happening on two wheels. Today, we're going to unpack how a brand that felt like it came out of nowhere, Ola Electric, didn't just join the scooter market, they completely took it over. So this really isn't just about a new electric scooter. It's about a masterclass in market strategy. The real question we're asking today is, how did a single company manage to grab such a huge slice of the pie and do it so incredibly fast? And look, the numbers for the 2023-24 financial year are just mind-boggling. Ola Electric is sitting on over a third of the entire market, 34.5%. To put that into perspective, they are bigger than their next two competitors, TVS and Bajaj combined. This wasn't a slow burn, folks. This was a hostile takeover. So how did they do it? To really get Ola's success, we first have to talk about the problem they were solving. Let's step into the shoes of millions of petrol scooter riders and feel the daily, grinding frustration of the urban commute in India. First things first, let's talk about the most obvious pain point, your wallet. Imagine commuting just 40 kilometers a day. Your monthly fuel bill could easily hit 4,500 rupees. That is a huge chunk of anyone's budget, just disappearing into thin air every single month. And it doesn't stop at the petrol pump. Oh no. You've also got the annual servicing for a typical petrol scooter. You know, the oil changes, the spark plugs, the filters. That could tack on another 8,000 rupees to your bill. It's this constant, predictable drain. But here's the number that just blows everything out of the water. When you actually break it down kilometer by kilometer, running a petrol scooter can be over 20 times more expensive than an electric one. I mean, let that sink in. 20 times. That's not a small saving. That is a financial game changer for anyone commuting daily. So this slide really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have the petrol pains, the insane fuel costs, the constant maintenance, wasting time in line at the pump, and that noisy, shaky ride. And on the other side, the electric gains, waking up to a full tank every day, pennies per kilometer, a totally silent ride, and basically zero maintenance. For a daily commuter, the choice was becoming a no-brainer. So, the problem was obvious. But how did Ola actually execute on the solution? Well, this is where their genius really shines. They realized they weren't building one scooter for everyone. Nope, they laser-focused on four very specific types of riders, and each one had a powerful, personal reason to make that switch. All right, first up, you've got the biggest group of them all, the salaried professional, the daily urban commuter. This is the backbone of the workforce in any big city, and for them, this decision was all about cold, hard logic. Think about it. This person is riding a pretty long way every day, watching thousands of rupees just vanish on fuel and upkeep. So for them, switching to electric wasn't really about being trendy or loving tech. It was a simple bottom-line calculation with a super clear return on investment. I mean, the savings were just undeniable. We're talking about putting over 100,000 rupees back in your pocket in just 5 years. For this group, it wasn't a purchase, it was a smart financial move. The math was just that simple. Okay, next up, archetype number 2, the gig economy worker. Think about your food delivery and e-commerce folks. For these people, a scooter isn't just how they get to work, it is their work. These riders are covering massive distances. We're talking up to 120 kilometers a day. So for them, the cost of petrol isn't just some abstract expense. It's a direct cut from what they earn every single day. An inefficient petrol scooter was literally making them poorer with every delivery. So switching to electric wasn't just about saving money down the line. It was about increasing their take-home pay right now, today. Their scooter isn't just a vehicle, it's their business partner. A better partner means more money. Now let's completely switch gears for our third archetype. This is the younger, tech-savvy buyer. For them, the Ola S1 Pro wasn't just a way to get around, it was a cool new gadget. Sure, the savings were nice, but for this group, the real magic was the software. That huge, bright touchscreen, a custom operating system, and the game-changing promise of over-the-air updates. All of a sudden, their scooter wasn't this static thing. It was a piece of tech that could actually get better over time. Right? This buyer is totally used to their phone getting smarter with every update. Ola just took that exact same idea and applied it to a vehicle, creating something that felt like it would never get old. And finally, Ola very smartly targeted a crucial and let's be honest, often overlooked group, the urban woman commuter. Her needs are about way more than just money or tech specs. For this rider, the key things were convenience and safety. A lighter scooter, no gears to mess with, and really cool app-based safety features like location tracking and alerts. These were really thoughtful design choices that addressed real-world concerns and made the scooter feel safer and more approachable. And it's that mix, right? The combination of practical, easy-to-use design with modern digital safety that just hit the mark. It helped this group feel more confident and more in control during their daily travels. So Ola figured out exactly who to sell to. But their long-term play and how they powered through some of those early quality issues goes way beyond that first sale. The real secret here is turning the scooter from a product into an ongoing service. Now, there's a fancy business term for this. It's called servitization. And it's basically the idea of wrapping a physical product in a whole layer of services. We're seeing it everywhere, right? You're not just buying a thing anymore. You're buying into an entire ecosystem that keeps delivering value. And this is what that journey looks like for an Ola customer. You start with the online purchase. Then they invite you to subscribe to a care plan for service. Your scooter keeps getting better with new features pushed through software updates. And you're constantly interacting with the brand through the app. This creates this incredible feedback loop, which, by the way, allowed Ola to quickly address those early software bugs and build quality concerns, turning a potential disaster into a way to show how responsive they could be. Okay, so we've looked at the problem, the brilliant targeting strategy, and the long-term business model. So what's the big lesson here? What can we take away from the Ola playbook? It's this. Ola didn't just sell a better scooter. They found deep, specific customer pain points and then built an entire ecosystem to solve them. They managed to turn a simple vehicle into a dynamic, evolving service that keeps the relationship with the customer going long after they've paid for it. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future. As all of our vehicles, cars, scooters, everything become these connected computers on wheels, what does ownership even mean anymore? Are we heading towards a future where we stop buying vehicles altogether and instead we just subscribe to the ride? It's definitely something to think about. That's all for this time. Thanks for tuning in.